Hey guys, what's up? So I'm gonna do a live reading of Solo Leveling Chapter 101. It's a Korean manga. It's really good. I highly suggest you guys check it out if you haven't checked it out. And let's dive into it, right? So, ignore the pictures above, but previously our main protagonist, Sung, has been facing off against these big ass ants. And like, okay, not to take anything away from the series, I love this series, but one thing I must admit is that I don't know if the ants were inspired from previous series such as Hunter x Hunter and stuff, but the ants in this series are very strong. And if you guys, are not too familiar with this series, Solo Leveling, I would suggest reading it from the start. It's such a great series. It really builds up. But when I saw the ant villains, I was like, hey, that was kind of familiar. But I just thought it reminded me of Hunter x Hunter. But the ants, they're killing a lot of people. They're killing a lot of the strongest hunters out there. Hunters, you get it? Like Hunter x Hunter. I guess it is similar to Hunter x Hunter in a lot of ways, right? So this guy is like reminiscing on what the last thing he told his dad was, feeling regret and everything. And boom, right here you're gonna see it. Right before the ant kills him. Boom. Something stops the ant from killing him. But what could it be? Oh mother! Oh no, sorry, not oh mother for that, but oh mother, look at that, it's a big sword. Oh, and it impaled both ants, right? This is and look, guys, if you haven't checked out the series, look at the artwork. Like this is what I'm saying. Like this series is so good. If you haven't read it yet, I'll show you something here, right? To be honest, I looked through this chapter a little bit before, but what I'm so impressed by is the time they take when they come to developing the characters in the series and the artwork they take on each character, right? This guy's freaking out because he's like he's trying to figure out what's going on with all the S-class hunters, and pretty much they're all getting messed up real bad. So I'm gonna skip this, but pretty much he's like, oh wow, what's going on? And then he realized, wait a minute, there seems to be one more S-class hunter or someone out there who's fighting against the ants, which is our main protagonist. Look at this. Now our fate is with this guy. Look at that. Look, dude. I mean, and again, look at the artwork. This is what I'm saying about this series. It is insane how good the artwork looks, right? Take a moment to look at that bad sword, right, and that bad Black Knight. So, all right. So that's our main protagonist right there. And again, when you see him at the beginning of the series, if you haven't checked it out yet, you will see a significant growth from how he looks now compared to how he used to look. And there's a story element to it. So if you're still watching this video, I appreciate you doing that. But like you'll see what I mean. Look at that, my boy. He's just ready to go. And at this period in time, like I'm pretty sure there's nothing on earth that could really truly stand up to him because he's leveled up so much. At this point, he's the strongest being on the planet, most likely. At least that we know of as of right now. Look at that art style. I had to my head, so I wish to check it, but look at that. All right, and that's all his shadow elements. So just in case you haven't checked out this series, all these monsters behind him are monsters underneath his control. It costs him no mana to control them per se, but each time they destroy, it costs him mana to revive them. So if he's fighting a very strong enemy, it can become very taxing on his power to maintain his army. So he told his one of his minions to start wrecking havoc and start messing things on, right? Messing up everything. So you use taunt. What taunt does, if you haven't played RPGs before, which I'm pretty sure anybody who's watching this video at this point in time has, it taunt calls all beings. It's kind of like a you see it in a lot of RPG games where it calls all the enemies towards a specific character, usually a very strong berserker type, heavy armored character. The reason being because that character could take a lot of damage. So the enemies will be focused on that character and not focused on like the healers or the squishy characters like the mages and stuff. And look at all these ants. They come towards him, and then the hero is like, okay, good job. Let everybody else go to town while they focus on that one particular character. And again, look at this, right? The art style in this series is so well done. So you could see like the ants in the background, they're kind of like blurred out a little bit, but he is like so focused. It just makes it look like it puts you in the moment. You're like standing right behind him, like, oh gosh, please, you better kill all those ants because they're about to kill me. And this is like a little, a little description on the item. It's like again, if you're playing like what's a good game like Dark Souls and stuff, you get a little item description. It tells you the little story, the strength, special abilities of the dagger, all sorts of things, right? So let's see. Boom. It's going through here, attacking. Man, I love the artwork in this show. So this shadow of his is protecting these guys here, and his shadow has the ability to switch spots with him, but it takes like 3 hours for it to cool down. So once he uses that power once, it takes a while for him to use it again. So these are some of the S-class hunters that were pinned down by the ants previously, and they're saying, okay, thank God there's no reason for us to worry anymore because he's here now, right? He's like the Naruto of this world. Everything will be fine now. These ants. Oh, another cool thing he could do, and you're gonna see it in a second. Oh, this is one of his cooler knights. Very powerful, dude. He's going to assimilate the ants he's killing right now and make them a part of his army. So, wow. I love reading this series. Shall we hurry things up, right? Arise. So when he does this, it pretty much makes anything he kill with the shadow. They have to be like a shadow pool from the dead creature, because not every creature could be revived, right? Okay. But as you can see here, he gets new ants and everything. And like the ants start attacking the other ants and eating them. Look at that. Look at the artwork. This is again me sitting here looking at this. It's not even doing the series justice. You really need to check it out for yourself if you haven't read the series yet. I'm telling you guys, look, read the series. It's really good, right? I could go on and on, right? So I'm gonna skip some things here. So he heals up the damaged S class characters. Because and you're probably wondering why does he not go through. I'm not gonna go through step by no page by page with this thing because if you guys didn't read this series, like I'm doing you an injustice by just scrolling through and just going through it with you. I'm definitely gonna talk about some of the things I like in it, but look at this. Look at that. It's not anime, but it might as well be because this thing is really nice. And I could see the appeal of this series because it's done in color. So even though it's not animated, it's kind of like it gives you the animation feel. So pretty much, this is like the Ant King or the Emperor back in Hunter x Hunter versus this guy, right? And this is significant because S-class hunters cannot even beat this ant. This ant right here, this dude is so freaking strong. He killed like quite a bit of people, right? And he killed like, from what I could confirm, at least 2 high tier characters with the greatest of ease. So it was really sick how he did it, and this is what I'm saying. This series, like, if it ever became anime or whatever, it would be amazing. If I had enough money, I would definitely make this into an animated series, and I'd be raking it in. It's probably one of the better series I've seen out there, especially when it comes to talking about like leveling up and doing that whole fantasy RPG type element that we see in like Sword Art Online or any of those type of series like that. So in a nutshell, pretty much he's fighting against ants. It's akin to Hunter x Hunter. If you like Hunter x Hunter, you're gonna love this series. Some things that is not as close to Hunter x Hunter is like in the sense of character development and stuff. They really only focus on the main character per se. You see other side characters from like every now and again, but they're only really focused on the main character. And I mean, I know for some people they'll be like, well, why? Well, the show is called Solo Leveling, so it's not really a lot of character development other than the main character, Solo Leveling. You get the name? Yeah. And it's usually him just murking new enemies. And but don't get me wrong, he to get to this level, he definitely had to struggle. So him being this powerful and badass now is definitely a sight to behold. He definitely earned his spot. So if you guys read it, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Comment below and let me know. And as always, take care. I would suggest if you have not read it, as I said it many a times in this video, you're probably like, why is this guy rambling? Look, this series is really good. Check it out. I guarantee you'll like it. Anyway, you guys take care. Hope you enjoy. Peace.